Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I am having a live meltdown. So sorry, guys, but you're gonna have the worst of me for the next hour. I just had my number 100 falling through again. And I'm not coping. I literally just got a phone call, so I didn't know if I wanted to jump on this call or not, but I'm here. That's my struggle for this week. Just
Sending you
exhausted. I don't know.
love. Sending you love, PJ.
I had three jobs falling through this last week. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I had the big resort job falling through. I had a small job falling through. That was like, I'm just gonna go and paint it so I can take my mind off things. Ghosted, completely ghosted. And then I knew something was wrong with the big project that included the number 100 because I'm supposed to start it's a lot of walls together for the school, including the big 100, and I'm supposed to start next week. So they haven't paid the deposit, and they were usually very good. I had two meetings there, and I knew something was wrong because they ghosted me and they kept sending me messages being like, "We're having some meetings, we're having some meetings." I followed them up pretty sturdily Monday, and they were like, "We're having a meeting on Wednesday, we'll let you know for sure." And then Wednesday didn't hear back. Yesterday didn't hear back. And this morning, just before the call, I get the message being like, "Call me as soon as you get this." And I'm like, "Here you go." I was heading to get a coffee to get in the zone for this call. And they're like, "Yep, the CEO disclosed that they're gonna go through a major rebranding. So he doesn't want to invest any money, especially for the exterior. He didn't appreciate that. Not that it was my fault, but he didn't appreciate that this whole pressure for this project and the number 100 and the collaboration had made him have to disclose about the rebranding because he wanted to keep it under the radar for a while longer, apparently. So there's been a whole thing. And it doesn't really matter because with the other two jobs falling through, that wouldn't have been the number 100. So it's like I'm fucking spiraling. It's just emotionally exhausting.
Yeah.
it's, it's just so emotionally exhausting, and I want to maintain the integrity of the project by being honest about what I paint and what I'm gonna paint for number 100. I'm still a business. I still have to make money and paint. um, and it's not only I'm not even upset about the money because I'm okay, but I did just lose like over 40 grand of work, and I don't know what's happening. The most frustrating thing is I think what I tell you guys, like I think there's a blockage. And I don't know if it's because my heart is not more anymore or because I wanna paint internationally. I don't know what it is, but I'm just so tired, so sorry. But today I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like when I'm having this kind of thing happening, it's really hard, but I feel like it's almost like the universe is blocking it because it's not what's really meant to happen. Like it's got another plan and there's something else that's gonna work out and like you'll know it in hindsight, but like to just breathe through this time and just like recenter and like, what can you do? And you've got this. But it's okay to be sad about it. That's
God,
hard.
I literally just got a call. So sorry, guys. I'm a bit of a mess. I wouldn't mind if one of you feels like reading the Q&A. Someone that
Once I'm
still
not
has their
driving.
voice. Um, Yeah, no, all good. I'll like give you turns if you guys left it. But yes, so I don't really have a plan. I feel like every time I try to have a plan, it's exploding in my face. So I'm not gonna have like normally I would tell you what I'm planning to do to dig myself out of this, but honestly. I'm just gonna chill the fuck out because, and I've been trying. So I still have some projects in the pipeline. I'm gonna collect the fucking deposits, and I still need to paint for this client. That's the most annoying thing, that I still need to show up at that school next week. They resize the scope of the project. The money for that particular thing is still the same. I'm literally, I only have 1 week to come up with the designs for the other things, so it's still gonna be pretty busy, and I think I'm still gonna be doing it quite resentfully, which is what I is gonna be my inner work for the next week, to work through my emotions in order to still deliver a very good project, even though this client didn't stick to the whole plan and didn't yeah, they said that they still want me to paint pretty much that design, but somewhere else, and resize it. And it's probably okay because I cannot possibly see myself reutilizing that design for anywhere else. So at least the design of the number 100, like that I intended or thought is going to be my number 100, is not going to get fully wasted. But I don't have much more advice on the topic other than, just have to keep doing outreach. Like when I started seeing that the first job fell through, honestly, what I told Mike is like, crack down on the outreach. Something is going really sideways and we need to generate more opportunities. So I looked at the map. I want to tell you what we did do, which is like look at the map and picked some new locations to hit both with emails and Facebook groups. Just advertising for murals, not for the number 100. However, I just did a pretty sad story, I think, on Instagram, telling people that I want to be on a plane. Honestly, there's a part of me that just wants to fuck off for a minute. And maybe that's what I need to follow, because that gut feeling is actually growing by the instant right now. Yeah, anyway, what makes me most I'm still so grateful. Like life is so good, and I want you guys to hear that. Like I have a studio. I finally feel like I have a routine. Like life is really good, and I don't want to not be ungrateful. I just feel like I have this massive fucking loop open with the number 100. I just want to close it. Like that's what I want to do. But other than that, like we had some wins as well. I wanna another project is going ahead, and this is 500 drawings, how 500 drawings for children looks like. They did beautiful, yeah, beautiful drawings for me. So however, that school also changed the wall 3 times. So I went for this meeting, picking up the drawings, thinking that's so they called me in a month ago for a discovery meeting and showed me the wall of a building that had wooden what do you call slabs. And then he was like, "Oh, maybe they won't let us paint this because they usually move this building around." So he was like, "I'm gonna find out. If that doesn't go ahead, I have the inside of our hall that I want to paint it." So I took photos of the inside of the hall as well. And then he reached out to me. They paid the deposit, the design fee, the easiest design fee I ever got, because they didn't even know yet what they wanted painted. And then he told me that other building cannot be painted. So I assumed it's going to be the hall. So I went to pick up the drawings, and I had prepared barely like a couple of images on my phone of other school halls that got painted, just because I want to suss out his vibe about it. And then he's like, "Oh, I decided that the hall has to stay pretty neutral. So now I'm thinking about this strip above the entrance of the school, which is just I would say 20, 30 meter long, 1 meter strip that hangs above the doors and the windows." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, okay, you know what? Like I really cannot be picky right now. But yeah, so I'm just gonna come up with something in that. But that's also changing. So it's like I'm having like a challenging time with my middle business. But I'm gonna roll with the punches. And that's kind of what I have in the pipeline. And I also have still that other the packet of projects of murals for the guys that I thought I'm going to be painting the number 104. For them, I'm painting 7 pillars, like literally columns, which I never done before. So that's going to be an interesting and stressful one. And then one wall, rectangular wall on a staircase. So not on a staircase, but on a mid-level of a staircase. So the floor is flat in front of the wall, and they've already painted one at the floor above or below, and I'll be painting the other section. Funnily enough, Schmick, a person in our program, painted the other one. So I'm gonna be kind of continuing that. And what else I got in the pipeline is actually going ahead. I still have the job for the Department of Transport in South Australia that I'm definitely not doing as number 100. So I'm gonna have to figure out something in between these two projects and the one in South Australia. But yeah, so it's been a crazy year. I'm not, and I'm very grateful for, like, I was thinking about it today. I accidentally watched the recap of my last year. I did a reel. Funny enough, I put a song that was talking about burning it all down, and then I did. So anyway, the thing is still good, and you know what? I'm just like, I'm kind of keeping you on the edge of the seat because, like, if the whole year was this amazing, I am actually borderline terrified of what the fuck is about to happen next. Because yeah, like, what's the next turn of events? Probably something big is brewing, or maybe not. Maybe it's my time to chill the fuck down. Or maybe the book should be called Chill the Fuck Down PJ, you know? That's okay too. There's a lesson in everything. Anyway, sorry, I'm just waffling. There's a lot of you that need to be helped too. However, I was considering canceling this call last minute because of the shitty call and then the shitty call with the client. But then I was like, no, you guys need to know what's going on. So I'm gonna share the screen and I'm gonna, if it's okay, call you out to, oh shit, my sorry, yesterday we jumped in. Just quick notice, the replays will be only available for a week always. So if you guys don't watch them within a week, they will get deleted. The storage, as you can imagine, is pretty heavy with so many replays for all the calls that we have. It's not letting me share the screen. Why? Oh, there you go. So just in case you are watching this as the replay and you sometimes let longer than a week go by, please remember that you will oh, there are some other things to respond. That's good. I'll jump on it later. Althea, is she on the call? No, I think she's still painting. So I'm gonna quickly read this. Had a phone call meeting with the community engagement officer of a Headspace center. So Headspace is I think they help youth yeah, in Australia, just for those they're not in Australia, but it's like a non-for-profit. They're keen to have a new mural as they just renovated the center, and we are also going to involve the teenagers and young adults. Yes, I was so nervous and fumbling my words, including speaking broken English, but we left with a plan, and they are keen to organize some funding. Okay, I wonder why she was so nervous. Still working on the Melbourne mural with Malindi. They're coming on nicely. The client is very happy and is paying extra for our time. Oh, that's nice. We found a good collaboration style and are working together well. I saw the videos actually. It's looking really good. It's like a seascape. I almost finished the council expression of interest and realized that I won't be getting paid all that much, but it's more for the portfolio and opportunity to bring something to the community. My collaborator never got back to me, so I reached out to my mural assistant friend that has lots of experience with public murals, and he is happy to jump on board. Yeah, expression of interest, guys. When you ever apply for like a call out for artists and you see a number, really make sure, like, let's say they say it's $50,000. Really go through the expression of interest and see, because often they are like, you have to secure all the height access, you have to secure the road closure, you have to, like, they put all the responsibilities on you, and those are expensive. So more often than not, and I help so many artists with these documents, whenever I crunch the numbers, like the average that they get out of it can be anywhere between 10 and 30%. Like really, like of that amount, really the whole amount, because that includes tax too, by the way, and all your materials. So always crunch the numbers before throwing yourself onto them. And the Bolton Clark lady hasn't paid the invoice yet. From past experience with this company, it won't be for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to start looking for more work for October. I hate when that happens. To prevent this, guys, like every time you have a client that is a corporate or a school or government, before you agree to do the job, really learn to ask this question. ask them, is there anything that I should know about your pay cycle that's going to affect my invoicing? Be- Because you might have as a standard 7 days, which is normal for a tradie or normal for uh our line of work or services, but they might have a very fucked up one and then just use to people rolling with it. But you need to know, especially if you are paying your bills and need that income. So it's better know it sooner other than doing the job and then be like, oh yeah, we won't pay you for another 2 months because it's our pay cycle. So get used to asking that question. I do it every time. Every time I actually do it like literally with every client now because I got bad surprises with all sorts of industries. And we do have Laura on the call, and I've been talking to her yesterday because she's going through her first full building makeover, even though it's not like a proper building, it's a shelter, but we were discussing how it's pretty much the same plan of attack. So I'm gonna let her read her thing and maybe debrief a little bit on it.
Hey, yeah, so this building is it's called a Soundwell. So the inside is a stage, so it's designed for sound resonance. So I have found this really complicated because there's 28 different sides to the building, and depending on where you stand, you're going to see a different point of perspective. And there's no position where you can stand where everything is going to completely line up exactly. So I decided to go with complementary colors, like yellows and blues, to make those panels stand out rather than to try and hide them. I chose birds because I think their tall size kind of lends well to the panels. But yeah, I haven't quite finished that side yet. And wait, if you go to
I
the
love
next
it.
photo. Okay, so what I'm dealing with is the local friends group and the so okay. So this image here I've specifically made look shit because the main guy from the friends group basically wanted everything in the design, which you guys would know you can't put you can't please everyone and you can't put everything into a design. So he wanted historical references to the colonial family who owned the land. He wanted Aboriginal references. He wanted a whole wetland scene painted. He wanted this, he wanted that, blah, 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 blah. And then having to explain to someone again that it's not appropriate for me to put Aboriginal symbols
Mm.
in was frustrating. And I've had several of those conversations this year, and it still blows my mind that people don't understand. Anyway, um, for this back view here, which faces the road, I don't think this is going to work. And I also don't see the point in painting a wetland when you can turn around and see, oh, there's the wetland. What's the point? Why don't you just look at the wetland? And visually, I think it will look better having bigger, bolder elements. But hopefully he doesn't see this and love it. But yeah, I mean, I purposely made it look
Mm.
terrible. That would be terrible. Oh yeah, paint that. No. Um, but yeah, this design has taken me just such a long time because of just having to visualize what it's going to look like as you move around the building. And probably if I had a 3D model and printed my design on the model, that would have been an amazing help. But what I ended up doing was just doing lots of different designs from different points of perspectives. And I spoke to PJ yesterday because I was feeling like, yes, my design was just lacking something. So I started adding in some more reeds and just a few more faint. If you change the photo, because I don't want to look at that one. That's just not good.
Sorry.
Um,
No, I can close it. I can close it so you can read the other things.
um, yeah, so I started adding in just a few more flowers and just a few more like subtle background elements, but also being aware that I don't want to add too much, and especially on the blue panels, because as you move, it's going to get quite busy.
Yeah.
So I haven't quite finished this back one here with the Quendas, but I was trying to please Anthony by adding in a very faint little historical reference to the farmhouse
Mm.
and the vineyards in the area, but not totally sold on having that being finished yet. But anyway, I think I also realized yesterday that it's hard to not take things really personally when you have put so much effort
Yeah.
into something and when people don't realize how long it took. Like this took,
Mm.
even though it doesn't look like it. So I feel like I've learned from this to perhaps send a video of myself explaining this in the
Hmm.
future, because the people in the friends group,
Yeah.
they probably would have had no idea. They would have read my document. I tried to explain it, but to them, they're just like, oh, well, that looks simple, just like a bunch of colors. And they didn't really realize how much thought I put into the placement of everything.
Absolutely. The Loom videos are so good for that reason because you can really sound like a geek. You can really be like, oh, I've tried different color palettes and I use this split complementary one because the blue makes the orange stand out and it's going to really attract a lot of eyes from far away, but it's going to look very beautiful and dense and rich from nearby. Like you can really make them appreciate your artistry, but only if you can explain it. Otherwise, like you said, they're just going to look at an image being like, that it. But I want to jump on this opportunity to say what I told Laura yesterday, because sometimes just by adding a little bit of shape in the background or a little, yeah, tree or something simple that's not going to take you long to slap on there is going to just fill the space a little bit more. And to a person that is not much visual, to them now this is like a full image, but before, without anything on the background, it just looked like a bunch of stickers there, you know, plus they're looking at a small image, so for them it's very simple. But just by putting that extra layer and make it, guys, as simple as possible, like imagine sponging it if you have to, but it's
Mm,
going to be visually, it fills the image for them and suddenly they're like, oh, it's a intricate artwork, you know. And this one too, like this hill here, that can be almost monochromatic. Like it can be all green,
mm,
with just like the house. So it's gonna, especially Laura, like she's super talented. So like it's gonna take her like an hour to paint that, you know, with the right size brush, and yet adds so much depth to the whole image. Versus, you know, just this. Like, see how it just like feels, makes it full, like between these two. I think, yeah, well, you guys know my portfolio. I always like to have some stuff in the background, but I think this is gonna look really nice and it's not gonna take you much time. So I'm glad you did that. These flowers are gonna be beautiful. And then the eye is gonna focus on the big thing with a lot of details anyway. So don't ever worry if the background is not perfect or super detailed or super contrasted. It doesn't have to be. Make it simple for yourself. Do it monochromatic,
mm,
do it pastely, do it washed out. If you saw like Drafwell painting his backgrounds, like he's like lapping water and paint and let it all dribble. Like his backgrounds are
mm,
full of fucking dribbles. Because
mm.
then the foreground is very sharp. So that's just my little advice there for you. Whenever you feel like your design is like looking a little bit and you want to keep it simple because you don't want to add extra hours of work or the budget is low, that doesn't mean it has to look empty on the background. So yeah, just consider that. Sorry, yeah,
That's true,
that
because I
was
think
my
I
little
had like
waffle.
some resistance, feeling a little bit
Mm.
slightly irritated that they hadn't considered height access in the budget, and that the wall is like a lot bigger than the last wall I had from them, but it's the same price. So, but I guess when I think long term, what's better for me, it's better that I put in more effort and have an amazing mural rather than um, save some time, because this mural is going to be there for who knows how long and it's going to be part of my
Mm.
portfolio. So I just needed to get over that kind of feeling of irritation of like, oh, I want to save as much time as possible because they don't have that, you know, the same amount of budget.
I think that's what I read yesterday when I saw you saying like, I wish it was 20,000 or 16,000. I'm like, but that doesn't mean that you have to do a lesser of a job. Because at the end of the day, guys, like 5 years down the track, you're not gonna remember how much you got paid by these projects, but you're gonna still have them in your portfolio. And you're gonna look
Mm,
back and wish that you've went the extra 10%. Because at the end of the day, they're for you, not for them. Like like they are initially for them, but then at the end of the day, they're for you and your portfolio. So it's always like you know, what's better. But this is gonna look good. So
what did I say here? Am I stubborn? I felt annoyed with what I felt were unreasonable requests from the friends group today. Perhaps I should record a video. Yeah, okay. You're not being stubborn. These are all very, very, very justified feelings. But I also like want to remind you one more time, like this is a very intricate project. However, the way I explained it to Laura is her first building wrap up. They're hard. They're hard. Usually they have windows, they have doors, they have balconies, they have pipes. For you is a very intricate surface, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you're planning a whole building wrap up. This is a major stepping stone in your creative portfolio, in your muralist portfolio, because once you have this under the belt, you're going to be a so much stronger mural designer and executioner, but also you're going to have proven your portfolio that you can do building wraparounds, because to a visual person that is not a mural artist, there is no difference between this and the building I painted in Whiteman Park. Like if they're going to be looking for a mural to wrap a building and you have this in your portfolio, it's going to match what they need for validation, if that makes sense. So I love the fact that you use bold colors. Make sure that the execution is as good as you can. Like, you know, really spend time on the detail, on the feathers of the stuff that needs to be detailed. I know you can. You painted on my murals, so I know you can. Just try to wash off that resentment once the deal is sealed and the design is approved. You know, go for a swim in the ocean before you start painting and then show up to the job. And I'm like, okay, I'm treating this as if it's $100,000 mural, you know, and you just dive deep into execution and you try to have fun, and you're gonna have flyers, business cards, because this is a very public location. So I want you to use that also as a major networking opportunity, and forget about how much you're getting paid. It's still a lot of money. Like, guys, remember who here had to have a shitty job to make like $3,000 a month or less and was going there 40 hours a week? Yeah, so like 16K is still pretty good. I don't think it's gonna take you a month. So just let's paint from that place of gratitude. But other than that, I'm very proud of how you are handling this and having a mental breakdown or two when we are so challenged by a surface or a design. It is totally normal. Like, I don't know artists, even like established artists, they will always find the next project that challenges them. I can think of a few. Danielle from Melbourne, big artist that paint portraits. She not that long ago painted a mural with like 1,000 faces in it. It mentally broke her, but that was like, you know, she like 10 12 years in her career and she's still getting challenged by things. But even like Drapple, not that long ago, was like, he just painted a school. And I don't know if he posted actually that job, but I went and visited him and he was challenged by that because access was difficult and they wanted lots of colors and he didn't do a design, and then they asked him to change it 3 times, and then he wanted to paint a face and then they didn't want faces, and he was challenged by the intricacy of the staircase and the little space in there. So I think when it's a multi-dimensional surface and you don't know where the point of view, there's not just one point of view, it's always going to be hard for any type of artist. So what you're doing on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10 in intricacy, but it's your first 10. There's gonna be more. And it's okay to cry every second day until you're finished.
Thank you. Thank
If
you.
you have
Can
to.
I ask you one more quick question? I don't want to take up too much time. I know there's other
Of
people on this
course.
call. Of course. If you go across, can you see the view where it's just blue? I don't know. Hopefully I added it. No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, is that it?
It's not, I don't know why, but it's not going.
Oh,
No,
maybe I
don't
didn't
even
include
see
it, but I think I sent it to you yesterday. It's just when, okay, yeah. So when,
Oh,
yeah,
this one?
there. Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think? I'm just trying to not make it too busy for the other views, and was aware that they wanted more animals added. So rather than birds flying, I've got dragonfly, native bee, and a moth. I know that's kind of, it's very plain, but I figured the main viewing point is around the other side.
Yeah, I think it's nice. If you wanna like again add a layer, I would maybe do like these like shrubs in here of like a off tone, like slightly darker, just to have like a shadow. And Like that would be maybe like the other thing, only thing that I would do if you wanted to add it a little bit more depth. But other than that, I think it's nice and simple. You can't do that much bigger because otherwise they're not gonna fit. So um I think it's actually a nice
Oh, you're cutting
touch
out a bit,
because
Ben.
it's really packed
You're
with,
back.
oh, sorry. I don't think the, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you guys, yeah. Um, I think when designs are this big and intricate, I don't think they need to be all packed in details. And when you do the Loom video, I would sprinkle a little bit of color theory, emotional colors to be like, here, I just want people to, when they walk by to just get attracted by these blue calming colors and they, tie in with the water that is then in the main design. So I'm like inviting the viewer to come around and discover what's on the other side by starting with small elements, the insects and the blue color. And it's like just really like explain it that way because probably your subconscious did it that way anyway. But yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think you need to overwork it. And it's good to have part of this project that it's like low intensity for you. So it was going to be easy. Are you going to use a sprayer or roller? Because for this, if you don't have height access, like you can even just use oh no, because you need to do a clean edge at the top.
Yeah, I am hiring a scissor lift because I
Okay.
figure that's going to be a lot easier than scaffolding just for the first 2 panels.
Mm.
I'm not
You
sure. Maybe
designed it pretty easy. Like you did not, you did what we spoke about. Like you kept the top pretty simple. So even like a platform ladder, in my opinion, personally, I would for this design and this height, I would hire a very nice platform ladder on wheels and just go up and down because you really don't need that many colors at the top ever. And at least with a platform ladder, you can move it around. Like you don't have to beep the shit out of a machine because I see some problems with the edges here. Like turning the scissor lift around will be really hard, and then you can get it bogged. And this ground doesn't look good at all, to be fair.
No.
And to have the little scissor lift, it's not all terrain at all. So as soon as it's off and it's on an angle, it's gonna go potentially in lockdown because it's not straight. They don't have any angle margin, so you will need planks. So because you've designed it so cleverly, if you still have time to review your choices for height access, I would just get literally like those platform ladders that they used to stock up the shelves at Bunnings that has like a nice balconette at the top. I don't know where would you store it though.
The thing is, I can put a chain around it and
Or like an
store it at the
extendable
bottom.
one.
I can
Oh yeah,
store it
true.
like around the other side. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I did actually try out one the other day. I went to a higher place and I climbed, I think it was like 3-meter one. So I could, yeah, up to 3 meters. It did feel pretty wobbly. Like, I don't know. I'm still unsure. But I think if it had a bigger platform, like the ones you see at supermarkets, then that would be better.
I just think it'll be a bit more practical because yeah, you will have to maneuver way too much with the scissor lift, and like I'm imagining like being tired, and it's really quite an intricate shape to move around. If I was to use a machine, I would probably I almost recommend more a boom that you can just have like set to the side and then just navigate the whole side. But like once again, a bit of an overkill. This is the annoying height, right? Because like anywhere between 3 and 5 meters is just annoying because it's like it's not tall enough to have a full scissor lift, but it's tall enough that you need something comfortable. And this is also on a slope, so you don't even need it for the whole thing. So it's just really annoying. But you did what we spoke about. You kept the design very simple at the top, so that gives you just have to make sure that your edges are clean.
Yeah.
And that you have enough room for your paint to do those details and be comfortable while you do a lot of details on like his face and stuff. So I think yeah, a ladder will be just a bit more maneuverable. But let me know what you choose, and
Mm.
yeah, maybe send me some photos if you want some advice. And if you think it's wobbly, you honestly, you're gonna these ladders are safe. Like you can always put some block chunks of wood under, but most of them have adjustable legs. So even if the
Mhm.
floor is not super sturdy, you can make it. And then
Yeah.
your body will get used to the wobbliness within a couple of hours. You're gonna learn how to balance yourself so you don't jitter. You'll be fine. I'm excited. A big applause for Laura smashing her first wraparound building. You got this. Keep us posted.
Thanks.
It is very stressful, guys. These are pretty intricate. So yeah, but thank you for sharing and for hopping on a call. It's good for everyone to hear about, you know, these out of ordinary murals. Any additional questions, or there was that, I think. Yeah, okay, cool. She hopped up. Tina, I don't think she is on the call, but I'm just checking. Okay. So Tina had some wins. She released her book idea on her website. So if you guys want to go and check it out, it will change a lot, but it's just the beginning. She's quite happy. Started chatting with some accommodations about it. So it's a very exciting project. Sent out 2 designs this week. The one with the flowers is already approved, and the other one is for a hotel swimming pool, and she's excited to hear what they think. Continues working on the book sketches, so much fun. Went to a hippie festival this weekend and to an ecstatic dance event, and both had great personal value and insight for me. This, together with the insights from this week webinar about the human design chart, was so cool, and it seems like I can more and more relax into my intuition. She is definitely embarking a spiritual journey. Struggles. I wanted to make library, community center, etc. list for Portugal for weeks, but still time, and I'm continuously moving. So not bad, and I feel like I know myself quite well now, that the time will come where I'm like hyper motivated to do it. I think we're talking about a little bit of procrastination, but that's okay. Question: has anyone ever painted an indoor pool wall? So not the pool itself, but the wall behind the pool. And question if there's a special paint to use, or do you just add a clear coat and use my usually wall paint? Actually, so Schmick painted a wall near a pool where the water splashes, and he used a specific clear coat for pool walls. So it is definitely a thing, because I think people put it even on normal walls to protect it from fading from chlorine. So probably the brand that Schmick use is only available in Australia, so they wouldn't apply to you. But if you go or call up a pool shop or a specialist painter, they will probably direct you. But there is a special clear coat that will be just a bit better. This is a very pretty mural. And these are the other designs. So good, so clean. That's that. Anyone else here? I want to see a show of hands. Who painted mural near a pool so far? No one? Okay. Who would like to paint a mural near a pool? Nice. Maybe we can do some targeted outreach. It's a good time in Australia for that, because summer is coming, so people might want the idea.
Can you bring out
Okay, I'm gonna
Ruby,
mute
the
Danielle
cans, the
because we are
cups?
here.
Fuck off.
You shouting. Danielle, can you please mute yourself? I don't seem to be able to. Okay, thank you. All right, who's next? Rachel, is she on? No, I think she says she was working. But she's done the wins, so that's really good. Working today, but I will watch later. Wins. Inner circle outreach. I have a friend that works in an aged care. She's been on my biggest supporters for years. Received an email this week saying, "Oh yeah, that's right," saying that her boss is interested in a mural. Needs to be discussed with someone that is on annual leave right now, and then I'll need to be approved by head office. This will be my first paid mural, so fingers crossed. I'm so excited for her. She sent me this message being like freaked out. It was so cute. I'm like, oh, this is what we're trying to do here. Like, this is what we're working for. She's like, oh my God, what do I do? Sending emails is getting easier for my special brain. I've decided to give the mean voice a name so I can tell her
to fuck off. I love this strategy. It's like, shut up, Karen. We are doing outreach today. You know, struggles. General lack of motivation this week. Maybe was the moon. Yeah, absolutely. Feel like a fake if I refer to myself as a mural artist. I know this is silly because I've literally painted 6 walls, just not paid. Have a great weekend. Who here has or still feels sometimes like a fraud? Like to be like, how do I even make? How is this life? How is this a job? How is this? It takes time to get used to it. But yes, you have painted 6 walls, so you take like you are for the meaning of the word a mural artist. Also, we are already working on your website and you do look like a mural artist. I just need more photos that show your before and after mural transformations, because I know you have 6 and we only have 2, so that's the only thing stopping us, but you're gonna feel better once that's all in place too. So it's a process, trust the process, but I'm super excited that you have supportive friends, and keep up the outreach so we can get even more. And that's the only way to like defeat like that what's called like the imposter syndrome, just by keep finding validation points and keep giving yourself validation points. All right, Shelly, go. Please give me a breath.
Hello. So during the squirrel mural, I was more consistent with actually posting videos. That was one of my goals, because normally I record stuff and then post at the end. So that was a win. And then I heard back from the school that I painted the panda mural for, and they have convinced their school district to run a story about the mural that I did for them to send out to everybody. So very excited about that. And it'll have all my contact information in it. And they're gonna send me a copy of it when it's done. So, struggles for this week. I just heard back from the problem mural with Cranky Lady, that they are on pause for that one again. I had reached out to their fabricator before giving them a final design, before I designed their final design, because I wanted to make sure I needed all the information from them before making it. At that time, I had been told by the fabricator, we don't need anything else. Like the measurements are good, everything looks good. We've done all our research. The only thing they needed from me was the outline of the shape. So I gave the final design, client approved it. I sent the shape for them to make it. And now they're telling us, oh, actually, we need to do another site inspection and remeasure everything. And we don't think this will work. So I told my client, hey, I checked with them. They said we were good to go. So if I have to do a total new design for you, I have to charge you for it. Like, I can't keep changing everything because other people are changing what information we need. I wish I could fire them. I am so over this, but I don't have anything in my contract about it, and they've already spent non-refundable deposits with the fabricator and their engineers and all of this.
Yeah, but
And
that's not your problem. That's not your problem. That is so not your problem.
Yeah, I'm just scared they'll sue me if I back out. So I'm just gonna ride.
How they have the right to sue you if you're gonna back out? Did you sign anything with them that says that you are like ride or die committed to this? Because you can just be like, look, they keep like you can literally be like, they changed the design, so that is not my contract, that is not my project anymore, and they mess with my schedule, and now I need to like look after my business. Why do you think you can be sued? Is there really a thing? Or you think it's a thing?
I think it's a thing because I contracted with them to paint the mural. So I know that their grant runs out at the end of the year. So if they don't get their stuff together, that will self-terminate on its own. But I did put in
look, the other thing that you could do, I don't know if you are willing, but if like you really want out, I would even like in the muralist group, or like if you know of any artists in the area, I would ChatGPT together like a full explanation of what's going on.
and be honest, but be like, look, there is money in this. If someone has more patience than I do, because I just been through the roller coaster, and you can just be honest and be like, look, I don't like, there is always someone willing to take a job off your hands that will think that that money is worth it. So if you want to put it out there and just see if someone wants it, and then you can like pass it on, that could be an option.
Okay.
I don't know how you feel about it, but like I would probably either put it in a muralist group or directly contact some muralists in the area. Like I got passed on the silo that I painted with the sunflowers that way, because the artist was like, I can't fuck with this anymore. And they were on and on for 3 years about it. And I thought it was a red flag, but then like I didn't had issues with it because I had fresh energy and I wanted to do it, and I did it in an efficient way because I had tools and stuff. So maybe when you put it out there, you will be surprised. Maybe there's someone that has more both patience and maybe even skills. Maybe they've been cutting metal or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just an option. If you like really want out, I would try everything. But or if not, just like the bullet and just see it through. But I love that you altered your contract to protect yourself from the future, from being here again. This is literally how you grow a business. Like, take your lessons, take your punches, and then ask yourself, how can I make this not happen again in the future? So can you tell me a little bit more about the kill switch in your contract now?
Yeah, so it's really simple. It's just, I have a line in there now that says if a client extends a project by 3 months, that I have the option to terminate. Because I think we're on month 5 or more now. And it would be different
Wow, yeah.
if it was my stuff, but it's them every single time, still not answering the thing I brought to them on day 1, which is have to tell me
Wow.
what size you want, commit to that. So it's
That's
really
a very
simple.
clever close. I would recommend to everyone, guys, if you are writing notes or like even right now, open your contract document and add it, even scribble it in, and just be like, if if the project extends or gets delayed past 3 months by fault of the client, the artist reserves the right to choose to terminate the contract without fully executing the mural and keeping the deposit, like ChatGPT it in legalese. And I think it's very clever to have it. It's actually a very good one. I've never been in that situation, but now just by hearing this, I'm like, I'm gonna put it in my contract too. Mikey, if you are on the call, can we do that? She's on the call. Yeah. Can we edit our mural template? It should be somewhere floating in the driveway, and just add that as a close. So thank you, Shelley. Big takeaway. And what's the last one?
So
advice from hospitals. Yeah. I would like Tanya to jump on this one. She has some advice. You can read it. Sorry, Shelley, read it out so Tanya can hear.
So I painted a mural for a hospital over a year ago. And since then, I've not been able to connect with any new hospitals or other health organizations. Like, I've emailed and I've called and I've done walk-ins, but I have not successfully been able to get to a decision maker. So anybody who has more insight into how to connect with health spaces or hospitals, I'd love some advice.
Well, I hope this provides some insight, however small. I recently reached out to several hospitals here in Australia, in the Brisbane region, but instead of trying to contact an admin person or a doctor or anything like that, I just went straight to the PR and media team. Most hospitals will have a media company that looks after their marketing and social media, which is always readily available because they're always looking for good news stories and positive collaborations. And so I reached out to the PR and media teams that were listed on each of the hospital sites and heard back from a couple, and it led to site inspections quite quickly. But I think it also led to site inspections because I tied it in with an activity that was coming up. One of them is Mental Health Month coming up in October. The other one was Are You OK Day. The other one was one of the hospitals will celebrate things that were relevant to them that might tie into also what you have to offer. I hope that helps.
And I think the angle of maybe like donating, oh my God, a dragonfly is buzzing around. That is random. Like, do I need to help? Sorry, like it's crashing into plants and stuff. Wild.
Were you about to talk about the free mural?
Yeah, because I think
Yeah,
it's a
so
good offer, but like what you did was kind of clever. I know it wasn't like fully intentional, but it was clever because you like lured one free mural, and because of that, I think you did get in touch with all the decision makers, you know, and
yeah,
that is a
most
clever way to
hospitals,
obtain the contacts.
yeah. The other thing I found that the hospital organisation that I targeted actually looks after 250 facilities in the South Brisbane region. And so they were then able to reach out to all of their other work to find out who might else want a mural. So that helped. And it meant that, yes, I offered one a free mural with others that were going to be paid murals. Sorry, I hope that helps somehow.
Man, I think, and it was good. And the angle there was also like mental health week or month, which is here in Australia is coming up soon, but I think it's international. So you could yeah, use that angle too and just be like, can I do a small mural for mental health as a donation to your department or the mental health department? Who do I talk to? And then you send it out to all the clinics and hospitals, but you just have the rule that you're only going to do one. But you know, that one mural donation, if it's going to be like, if the value of it is going to be getting insights, contacts in the hospital industry and insights on the budgets, I think it's pretty it's worth it, you know, especially if that's an industry that you want to be working a lot with in the future. Here in Australia, also a lot of the hospitals apparently have list of providers that you can ask to be added to. So as an artist, there are apparently ways to be on their call sheet. And I think when you have a particular style, that's very good because you might stand out. So in your case, Shelley, why I'm saying this is because very similar to Tanya, you do a lot of lettering and that can be a stand out point. So when they do have murals and they want positive quotes or maybe even, you know, rewrite some signage or whatever, they might look at that list and your portfolio will stand out. So that's something, a double angle also that you can always approach clients because you can be like, I can do a mural, or if you have any signage lettering that needs refreshing or redoing or whatever, I can do that too. And suddenly you're going to be the one provider for both things. So it can be a nice yeah, a nice way to approach them. But guys, like the conversation that you're gonna start when you have like a project or a donation in mind are always gonna be powerful. And I think a lot of people are even willing to talk to me when I speak about the 100 Mural project because it's not necessarily that they think it's for free, but it's like they see an opportunity to do something different than just like a mural. They're like, oh, it's for mental health. Well, let's have a conversation. I want to hear more. So yeah, consider, especially when you're approaching these departments, to have like an offer of some sort that can be very appealing for them and what they're like, align your goals with their goals. If their goal is like to spread mental health awareness or health awareness, what can you offer to start a conversation? So yeah, let us know how you go and if this is helpful. There's also tons of research out there now of how art is beneficial. So you can always use that for a pitch as well for both patients and workers. And you know, the one thing that stood out when I went in with Tanya with all of these meetings at the hospitals, it seemed like every single manager was more interested in having the mural for as a benefit to the staff, not for the patients or the public. It was like the staff isn't here all day long. The staff is staring at the gray walls. So yeah, I don't know if this helps, but that really stood out. So it might really help in the pitch too. Anyone else here has done a hospital mural? Or feels inspired to do some outreach now? Nice. Awesome. Who else I got? Thank you, Shelley. Super insightful wins and struggles. So thank you so much for that. Ananda, my love, wanna read?
Yes, let's do it. I'm still waiting for a response from a client for a dog daycare mural. They apparently wanted to go ahead, but it's been tricky to convince them because I don't have murals featuring animals. They're always good, but the budget is not that great, so I'm not too attached to it. So let's see how it goes. I got a lead for 3 per 30 meters long.
Woo!
So I'm pretty excited. I really hope to lock this one because I'd love to do it. I'm waiting for a response to go for a site inspection, hopefully this afternoon. So it's pretty fresh.
Oh, keep me posted. Send me a message.
Yes, I just got this yesterday. I'm still waiting for a response. I'm gonna try to call the client, and it's for a water park just behind a pool. So coincidentally, just what you just said about someone
Funny.
else. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. It would be a very nice one. I have a lot to plan because I'm going to Bali in November and to Brazil in December. And I'm considering to paint a school while I'm there. And I'm trying to book an online meeting with them at the moment. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm a
That's so
bit
cool.
nervous
Wow,
about
look at you
this.
go.
Yeah, about this big one. I don't know if they have a budget. I really want to go to the site inspection and chat
Yeah,
because I think
don't project anything yet. Think positive thinking. I think they probably do have a budget because anyone that can afford to have water in their facilities has money. Pools are expensive to maintain. But also like really focus on the benefit, how much more beautiful that space is going to be, and really come from a space of like you can do it as intricate or as simple as possible, and you have the skills for both, and just go there with your minimum. So like 3 times 30, that is sorry, I know it's not that hard, but 90 meters. So even if you were like I would never charge less than $120. So it's at least a $10,000 job. If you were to do something stupid simple, that's gonna take you only a couple of days. I would personally be like, okay, in the like if you have the low, I would not do it for anything less than 10 grand. For 10 grand, I can do like a 2-3 color simple pattern on the background, and you might just knock it out in a couple of days. For something more intricate, because it's still like 90 times, let's say 220, it's indoor. So it's between 10 and $20,000
it's outdoor.
job in my books. But oh, it's outdoor. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what type of surface?
They sent me a photo, but the photo is pretty bad. At the moment, they have a vinyl and it's pretty faded, so they want something more durable. Not sure what it is, so I need to see it. Yeah, but it looks flat.
Okay, these are good questions. So I would ask them. That's good. Yeah, if there's a vinyl, must be. So I would ask them, how long ago did you get the vinyl installed? And I would literally ask, how did you feel about that investment? Because like if they say, oh, look, it wasn't that long ago, actually, it was like 3 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm like, will last definitely longer. How did you feel about the investment? Do you remember how much the vinyl installation cost? And just you can ask that to get some sort of budget, because if they spend that once and you can kind of be like, look, a mural is going to last longer, we're going to do a very good clear coat, I can even come and recoat it in a couple of years, because you can tell with the clear coat when it starts wearing off. So you can really like just pitch it. It's so easy when you're like going against like a previous installation that wasn't good, especially when it's like vinyls or like a different method, because then you can really be like, oh yeah, there's like I've pitched a couple of ripped paper things, and it was just so easy because they look like shit. And I'm like, Miro will never do that. So yeah, just and maybe even bring on your iPad some examples of other aquatic centers that have murals. You can find them from around Australia, potentially, or the world. So you can really be like, look, it's very popular. Other people are switching to that too. If you can find some online, I'm sure there's got to be something somewhere out there, or just some large murals near a pool or slides or water parks, or yeah, see if you can find some case studies and kind of pitch it that like lots of people are switching to murals because of the same problem you have, yada, yada, yada. So you just validate
Nice.
your point. But that's super exciting. And just, yeah, have your, now the numbers that I threw out were, mine on a hurry, but I would recommend that you go prepared with like a minimum and an open-ended maximum, but mostly a minimum, that you would not do it for less than, and then try to have some example of intricacy so you can lock in what idea they have. Because for large minerals like this, it can be anything. They can be like, oh, we want something very entertaining, but remember, it's going to be like the backdrop of already a busy scene, being behind a pool. So you don't want it to be overwhelming, but at the same time, you don't want it to be looking cheap and too simple either. So yeah, ask them if they want, words or colors or a logo, how many elements they already envisioning, and that will give you an idea of the intricacy and therefore your square meterage pricing. But it will be good if you can leave the meeting with you mentioning some sort of budget and perceiving their reaction. So then but don't go there thinking that they don't have a budget. Like they will. They clearly do, because they already invested in the past in it. So that's a very good sign. Very good sign. And these places do invest in marketing. So they probably have a marketing budget and a maintenance budget.
Two quick
Yeah.
questions. If I offered to clear coat,
Yes.
like after a few years, that would be for an extra cost, or would I just give it away for them?
Yeah, you can you literally just tell them, look, at the end of the mural, I'll give you a maintenance plan that will involve clear coating, but just so you know, I'm also, if I'm still in the area, what I do now with my clients, I send them the email after 2 years, and I'm like, hey, how's the clear coat going? I can come and record it for a fee. And I make up that fee, so you can just essentially just reassure, because I don't think at that point they're not going to be worried about how much it's going to cost. They just want to make sure that there is a plan to protecting the investment. So you can be like, it's an investment, but there's a maintenance plan. So don't worry about it looking shit down the track. It's all planned, that you can either do it yourself. I'll tell you exactly what I use so you can do maintenance yourself. Well, just so you know, I go around every couple of years and I offer that as at a fee, like as a separate service, so we can keep the upkeep of it. So you just
Amazing.
reassure them about the longevity and the fact that you have a plan. Awesome.
Yes. And big projects like this, do you charge a higher design fee, right? Or just the flat 500? How should I proceed?
I do try to charge 10% of the total estimate for the design. So like if this is at least 10,000, I would charge at least $1,000. So, but the way I say it, I would still say, look, I have a flat design fee for a project this size is $1,000. It's not refundable, but you will get like a nice proposal within 5 business days, and you will have 2 nice design options. And then, so that's just my next step. And you just say it very casually, being like, and so they just start understanding the process. So be like, from here, if you guys really want to see my ideas for it, you just sound very excited. You're like, oh my God, I'm already having visions. So next step from here is like, I start designing for you. I can do two or three designs, but I need $1,000 flat design fee for this size. How does it sound? And go from there. But yeah, I'll do a bit more than $500.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And Anna, she's still on the call. Yeah, she's in the studio. Okay, go girl. Big celebration this week.
Yes, yeah, I finally have my legal business. I got my
She's a bit less of a gangster now.
yeah, I just a little bit, darn. I'm just kidding. So I have a legal business. Yeah, I got my business filed with the Secretary of State, my tax ID, business bank account, and all that completed. I spoke with my tax lady today, so I feel good about what to do next with taxes. I'm really excited to file or finally check this off. Now it's a snowball of things I can do now that I'm all legit. So that's my first big win. And then the art collective I'm a part of got featured in a big local magazine, which is exciting. I wasn't personally featured, but it's helping to give us all credibility as artists
Yeah.
individually and as well as a collective. So that was good. And then I sent off more email outreach to my inner circle. No leads, but I got some good support. And then my mom also was like, "Oh, I think I have a bunch more people I have emails of that you could send off to. So I'm gonna do even more." And then I had made a
Oh.
list initially, and I realized there was even like my old school circle, and there's a couple more like places that I was like, okay, I can still even do a little bit more there. And then I sent a couple emails to the coffee shop owner, and when I wrote this, I hadn't gotten no word yet, and I still haven't gotten any word, but I was just sitting here and got a notification that he opened it. So I'm
Woo.
like, hopefully I'll hear back because this is my second email sent to him. Yeah, so that's exciting. And then, but I said, yeah, I'm just feeling a lot better about outreach and I'm learning to feel excited about it. So that's a huge win because it's felt kind of
Yeah.
daunting before. So I think I think that's just part of who I am as a person anyways, is whenever I'm like,
No, this is
don't really
everyone.
know
I
how to
love.
do something, I'm like,
Let's read it
okay.
one more time because I feel everyone needs to read this better. I'm feeling a lot better about outreach because I'm learning to feel excited about it. I love this guy. This is a milestone. I'm learning to feel excited about it. She's learning to feel excited about generating opportunities. This is amazing. It's a fuck yes. It's like, yes, this is so important. I love it. Oh,
Yeah,
it is a
it
huge
really
win.
has been because I felt like weird about like doing. I mean, I know obviously I was going to get to the point of doing it more, and I had other things that were kind of taking place first. But it's just yeah, it feels like I'm actually really ready to just like have that be a regular routine. So that's good. And then yeah, my struggles were like not really struggling, but just in transition. It's kind of the same old of just working on the balance of everything. I know it's a process, changing habits, and won't happen overnight. So I'm just giving myself grace as I work every day to be a bit better. Also doing my weekly planning Sunday is vital. I'm learning that. So I did that this week and was able to get so much more done and it felt really great. So much better than when I skipped planning. So not really a struggle, but just yeah, that's like
Absolutely. No,
just
thank
working on
you.
it.
That's
It's
another
like
very good share. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
And full disclosure, guys, like I still don't plan every week, but holy shit, the difference between when I do emotionally and when I don't do is massive. So it's still like a lesson every time. Like every time I do actually plan, I usually do it also on a Sunday. Then like the week is just so much easier. I just have so much clarity, not only for the work schedule, but even for like my private life. And I
Yeah.
get to like really like get a grip of things. So thank you for your honesty here because I think whoever needs to hear this, if you haven't even tried yet to do a proper weekly planning, please jump on it. You're gonna just give a gift to your nervous system and it's really like less than an hour.
Yeah.
So thank you
It's
for
felt
that.
like
Super
for
excited
me,
for you,
yeah.
babe. This is all good
Yeah.
news.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just a little like thing on it. It was just like it feels like for me, since I'm, we're bosses to ourselves, like I can follow my calendar, like, and I'll write ahead of time, like time blocks, like we've talked about. And even on my calendar, I just write a little note in that little time block of like, this is what I'm trying to do at that time. And then if I don't get it done, I just kind of tack it into something else. But it's like, and I forget who said it, but they like to gray it out. I don't know if it was Tina or Tanya. I don't remember who it was, but anyway, like graying it out as you finish stuff. And that kind of has just been helping me to just like stay on task. When I don't do that, I just feel like scattered with all the things I want to do. So yeah, I agree. It's helpful. Thank you.
That's good. Sorry, just saw Martha jumping off the call and I don't see a post from her, so I hope she's okay. But and Karina jumped off too. So I'm just gonna read it. My online shop is finally live. For now, people can purchase my prints, but the plan is to add original paintings and other products soon. That's super exciting. I'm also planning to invest in marketing by hiring someone to help me with social media and a Google ad campaign. Started with a small budget, test it out. That's good. Experimenting. Struggles. My client for the African restaurant hasn't made up the deposit yet and asked me to move the project day to the following week. Okay. That's not all bad. I wonder if they have justified why. Um, 1 week is not the end of the world, and I would just acknowledge that, everyone goes through struggles, including all the business owners. If it happens again, I will start freaking out, but I hope she's not freaking out yet. Um, there are like different sizes of red flags, I suppose, but I know how frustrating that might be. I'm gonna check on her in a moment too. And Milena is still on the call, right? And like in the future, guys, if you have to go first, like if you have to jump off the call exactly after 1 hour, just drop in the chat, hey, I need to go first, and we can go in a different order. But yeah, Milena, babe, do you want to read this? Cool. Oh, that's the cafe one.
Yeah, still on. Okay.
Oh, that's your friend's world. Oh, the design has changed so much.
Yeah, I will go with this. Okay, so can finish the design, trying minimal style, but still ending up with lots of details, still in progress. Can find the right balance of colors. I don't like any of the design that you can see. It's a chaos. I don't know. I feel like after the nursery school, I needed a lot of rest, and like my brain completely like fell for like something different. I don't know, like now I cannot like put right colors together, and I don't know. I need to figure this out. Yeah. So still recovering after.
What happened to the other designs? Like, did the clients not like them? Like, why there's been this change? Because you had some very nice designs in the last batch.
Yeah, but they wanted something like less blue, and also less not that many details that will be layered on the others. So they want something more clean and more minimal. So yeah, like they want a really bright and colorful palette, but the shape's supposed to be really simple, and how to say it, like there should be like space between like each of them, not like they are covering. Yeah, so I don't know, like this is I really don't like it. I just put it as like where I am right now, which is, as you
That's
can
good. Thank you
see,
for sharing.
completely different, but I don't like it.
Yeah, that's okay, but it's your brain working. I love that you're sharing the process, because this is a process. If you're saying less shapes, like I'm like loving everything about this, but what about zooming into like here? So like the bird is at the top and it's a bit bigger, and you like cut, just like play with like stretching it out and chopping it so the shapes are bigger and simpler. Because I think right now maybe the size is like, it looks very busy because all the details are very small, but they're
Yeah,
nice.
because I I started with the like large shapes, but then there were like a free like empty spaces between, and then I needed to fill this up because like I just have this like yeah. So that's why that's a lot of happening there.
But you're on it. I'm
And
sure it's gonna keep evolving until it hit the right spots. So well done for keep trying.
yeah. So the second, going on another event tomorrow. Happy to meet new people, new creative people. So
Is it in the same space or a different one?
no, that's the different one. The second one that I send you,
Yeah.
like someday. Yeah. So they opened that, and yeah, they having like an open door for people to come and like, I don't know, talk and see like what they are doing, and if people can get involved in something. So yeah, we will see. I'm just curious. I want to go.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah. So the
We
third
will hear all about it. Take photos.
mm, third one had a meeting with a
Kiosk.
kiosk lady, and I'm figuring out what will be the best option to paint over. Do I need to put a primer on the lines and then spray, or just like a spray over this and then put a like a top on that? I don't know.
You said you sent me the event, like you sent me. I'm sorry, I'm just checking. Like,
No,
did you
no,
send me
no,
a
no,
message about this event that I didn't
no,
respond to?
not,
No.
not,
Okay.
no,
Oh,
no, no,
okay.
not,
Sorry. I was like,
not recently. I remember that
okay.
when we were talking that you are coming to Poland, that you wanted to know like those
Oh,
places. So it
yeah,
was
a
like
venue.
long time
Yeah,
ago.
okay. That's awesome. I definitely want to see photos then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
So
Makes
yeah.
sense. Sorry, I was just like panicking when I was like, I didn't respond to something.
No,
Okay,
no,
for
no.
this kiosk lady, can you paint it? Like, I wouldn't respray it because it's gonna happen again. Can you just do many coats with the best exterior paint you can buy? It's probably gonna be faster too because it's gonna give you a clean edge.
Yeah, I will do it. Mm.
But that
Mm.
was paint.
Mm.
I'm so confused. There is some spray paint, but this is paint. So you did a coat with paint?
It was under because I bought a paint, but it was like I needed to put like many layers. So I painted over with the spray and it's covered, but now it's visible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the many layers with paint is the way to go. For unfortunately this sun exposed wall, it's just chip away at it. Yeah. Oranges,
So the
guys,
good
are actually like after the yeah.
Mm. No, the good thing is like the paint is there, so I don't need to like go and
Okay.
like look for it. It's the
Bye.
same. It's the same paint that the brown background was painted with. So
And look, you know what? I would embrace it as a fucking opportunity to do more self-promotion on a busy street. So I would have your brand on your t-shirt if you have one. I would have a shit ton of business cards and flyers. And I'll go out of my way to give the flyers out. Like I will literally do stand and give away. Maybe do like a 10% discount voucher or like a package. Maybe do like a
Mm.
promotion if you feel like it. Last year we did this with one of the students. What was it for? Was it one of the girls in England? Ah, I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But what we decided to do is a specific flyer because she was in a plaza for some reason. Anyway, and we decided to do like a targeted promotion. So like a package, I think it said like one wall up to, and we said like up to this measurement. So we decided it was like a 4x2, so like a 8 square meters, and we made a fixed price, and we had some tiers. Like she had some examples, like small intricacy, large intricacy, and it was like instead of she wrote normally $3,000, but instead 2,000, and then she was giving this flyer out, and she said at the bottom, this is perfect for nurseries and studio offices. So like she gave people the idea of where this mural could be installed in the houses, and she was just giving it away with this like saying special offer.
Mm.
And she got some work. So I don't know if this is something that you feel like doing, but it would be a good experiment. Like I try to always, when there's shitty situations like this, I'm like, how can I maximize? How can I maximize out of the opportunity? And like the biggest opportunity that I see here for you is that potentially you're going to be doing many courts. So that means you're going to be there for a long time. But that's good because it's a long time in a public, super walkable space, So maximize on that shit. Be there on the busiest days,
Mm.
be there on the busiest hours, and be there with a shit ton of marketing material.
Mm. Got it.
And maybe
Thank
even
you.
like, maybe you're also very good with social media. Maybe consider like interviewing people and be like, have you noticed that this kiosk got a mural? Or like, would you get a mural for your place? I don't know. It could be cool. Once again, maximize on it. You know how they do like these videos where they like follow people and ask them questions? Or be like, can you pronounce the word mural? Or like, I don't know, make it something. So I don't know if you are courageous enough, but I think it would be fun because it's a good location. So think about
Yeah,
how to make it fun for yourself. Yeah, and keep
yeah.
me
Was
posted. Show us some
mhm.
results. I look forward to see how it looks touch up.
Yeah, sure.
And I think this lady, thank you. Bye, Tanya. I think this lady wasn't too problematic. So how do you feel about the meeting in itself?
Oh, it was really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. She mentioned that she bought a spray before. Then like I wanted a photo, but she didn't have this. So I asked for a name and she just the regular one. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So I went there and she was like, oh no, the spray is like it was dry. Like I throw it away. I'm like, okay. And we were
So
just
she feels
chatting
guilty.
and she was like talking about, oh, maybe I will get murals from you because now we build a house. And she was just casually talking about how her mattress costed like 4K, and I'm like, okay, I will keep it that in mind. Yeah,
And
so
yeah.
she's okay. Yeah, that was good.
That's good. I'm very happy about that because it can go either way when things fade like that. So that's very good. And she clearly didn't use the right thing. Okay. So that makes me happy. I'm gonna be able to sleep all right, knowing that because that honestly I've been thinking about that orange a fair bit. I actually decided the last mural that I designed, I was going with some orange parts, and I decided to change the color because I remember seeing the fade, and I was like, nope, maybe orange should be used less in my murals these days. I still believe in the layering, but I'm now traumatized through your experience. So thank you for that. All right, guys, thank you for showing up and sharing this. I think there was so much value in this call, so thank you for being honest and for also distracting me from my drama. I'm gonna go crawl in a ball and cry my heart out now, but I will see you on the fuck, I didn't say this when
Yeah.
everyone was on the call, but Tuesday we have a webinar with Garrison. So for those of you who came to the retreat, you probably already seen that webinar, but he's going to redo the visual communication webinar online so the other people can also learn from this amazing designer. Garrison is super, super knowledgeable, and the way he explained design and composition and trick and tips for both your documents, your designs, mural designs, and also how to photograph your murals. This is all knowledge that you're going to get from him on Tuesday. I will be introducing him and then handing over the call to him because I am going to be going through a very intense training. And yesterday I was told that my mentor cracks people open and makes them like really stress. So out of all the events with my mentor, I think this is the one that's going to break me, and it's coming at the time of my life when I'm very fragile. So I'm probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be having some of the hardest days of my life. So I just want to give you all a heads up because I don't know what emotional state I'm going to be in, but my business is in a big transition. My life is in a big transition. So I think this event is really needed. But yeah, the event goes like from 9 in the morning until 6 or 7 in the afternoon. So I'm going to be finishing around the time. So I'm going to be having time to initiate the call, but that's also very smart of me to find someone else to run it. So you're going to be in amazing hands. And I make sure that you attend live so you can ask questions. That would be probably my best advice. But if not, is as always going to be recorded and stored. So no problem at all. But you're going to have access to this amazing talent. So make the most out of it. Okay. Thank you guys and have a wonderful weekend.